Oh, it's going to be an interesting one tonight. Welcome to episode 294 of Cocktails in the War Room. I am your host, Mistress Carrie. Welcome to the War Room. For anybody that's new, first of all, the War Room is in fact a room in my house where all of my military memorabilia is, all of the things I brought back from my trips to Iraq and Afghanistan, where all of my family's military memorabilia is. And it's also where the bar is, which is why way back on March 14th of 2020, we started hanging out here, and we did it for 80 nights in a row to ride out the beginning of the pandemic. Then we turned Cocktails in the War Room into a weekly show, and now we are 294 episodes in. So welcome to the War Room. We get together every Tuesday night at 8:30 Eastern on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitch, and on YouTube. And so if you're joining us for the first time, please let us know in the comments, not only that this is your first War Room, but also where you're watching from. And if you're wondering what the hell is going on, we have coined a new phrase here in the War Room, the pug delay, because for some reason, these two are absolute and total psychopaths today. They have been fighting over toys. They have been wrestling. They have been running around, pulling down cables, knocking stuff over. And so for anybody that's new, my normal co-host, Wednesday, who is right here, and the new addition to the family, Friday, she joined the family just a couple weeks ago. And let's just say that they're a little excited today. And I don't know why today. I don't know what is going on, but we're adding the term to the dictionary. If you don't know what I'm talking about, by the way, if you're new to the War Room, if you go to mistresscarrie.com and go to the Cocktails in the War Room section, there is a link there that says dictionary, which will take you to the glossary and all of the terms that we have coined, like pug hole, over the years of doing the show, 294 episodes deep. And pug delay is definitely getting added on there. Jonathan's here, Elsa and Dina, Jason and Carol, Dawn and Trina. Mark says, fuck it, we'll do it live. Donna says, is Wednesday showing Friday how to knock the pillows off the couch? Oh, I think there's certain things that pugs come hardwired to be able to do. Knocking pillows off the couch, they are proficient at it from birth. And the other thing is, I don't know about other dog breeds because I've had pugs for so long, but pugs are very tidy around their food bowls, whereas some dogs will make a mess and there'll be food all over the floor. Pugs are very neat, and if anything falls on the floor, they quickly clean it up, and they clean up after each other, so they're very neat that way. And yes, they're just breed things. So this is how they have been for like the last 90 minutes. I've taken him out twice. I tried to run him around the yard to get some of this energy out of him. I don't know what was in the dog food today. I don't know if they got into cocaine that I was not aware was in the house, but they have been absolute total psychopaths. And I am just hoping that through the course of the show that maybe they'll mellow out a little bit, because they have just been insane. Here, let me see if I can. Friday. What? Come here. Can we have a talk? Can we talk about how crazy you've been the last hour? Can we talk about that? Can you say hi to everyone and say I'm sorry for making such a mess? Don't eat my microphone. Hey. See? Yeah, don't eat the microphone. What are you doing? What is going on with you today? You've been very good all day, and now you're just an absolute total psychopath. Is it Halloween? Is that what it is? For anybody that's been keeping score at home, by the way, we had our first purple hair come out of the butthole with the puppy, which she was very surprised by, because anybody that's ever had a dog that has had them eat a piece of hair, it always comes out the other end, usually attached to their poop. And so she was running around the yard and the poop was chasing her. And she, I believe, is still traumatized by it. So can you be good? Don't eat my hair. It'll come out your butthole again. Are you going to chill? Can you be good? You say I'm sorry to everyone? Hello, none ya business. Oh boy, here we go. Insane in the War Room. Yeah, it's actually funny you say that because of who's going to be on the podcast this week. Yes, Insane in the Brain, Insane in the War Room. Christina says, but she is so cute. She's cuckoo birds. Yeah, exactly. She is total cuckoo birds. My dog got into an empty gummy package, licked weird things, and got super stoned. Thank God he was okay. I've told you guys, wash your damn hands and don't lick weird things. Like, just don't do that. What's up, Tracy? Purple poop, says Jonathan. No, the poop wasn't purple, just the hair it was attached to. Very familiar with your poop chasing the dog, says Jason. Hey, please don't dig in the couch. Can you not do that? Psycho? Can you not do that? Can I just turn the pug cam on? Can you guys just behave? Can you guys just do that? Wednesday's starting to calm down finally. Friday, on the other hand, I believe she's been the instigator this whole time. So it's been a little insane. We've had Friday now for 3 weeks now. She had her first babysitting session over the weekend because I was traveling to DC this weekend. Had the best Moscow Mule of my life this weekend in DC at a place called Lincoln, which was off of Vermont. They made their own ginger beer, which was really, really spicy. And it was by far the best Moscow Mule I've ever had. I was a little disappointed that the copper mug wasn't solid copper like mine is here in the War Room. However, the ginger beer at Lincoln in DC was so freaking good. And they had amazing charcuterie as well. So it was the 1-2 punch for me of the delicious ginger beer and Moscow Mule. And she's knocking over the microphone. Hey! The charcuterie and the Moscow Mule were awesome. So got to say what's up to everybody at Lincoln in DC. You guys were great. Scary for a bit, but they are good, says Melissa. Like being around Spaz again. Things are getting chewed on. Yeah, exactly. Went to an awesome show at the Palladium on Sunday night. Oh, did you go to see Set It Off? And If Not For Me and New Year's Day. That show is actually going to be in Portland, Maine tomorrow night. Hey, can you stop eating the pillows and eat your toys instead? Can you just chew your toys instead for me, please? Can you do that? Here. Come over here so everybody can see your cute face. Double spicy pugs. Yeah, I really don't know what get into them today. It's like they got jacked up at Grammy's house on sugar and then sent home. That's how they've been for like over the last hour. Going off the rails, I know. You need a travel copper mug. BYOM. Seriously. That was the only thing, and I get it that they don't want to have real copper mugs at bars because people like me will steal them. But I got a real 4-pack of Moscow Mule mugs. My husband got them for me years ago for Christmas, and I'm very protective over them because they are solid copper, which I don't care what anybody says. People say it's the placebo effect. I think it makes my Moscow Mule taste better, so there it is. Jessica wants to know how my mom is doing. She is doing a lot of the same. She does have a freshened up wardrobe for fall. So my plan was at some point, either tomorrow or on Thursday, to, if they can handle themselves, is to dress the dogs up in costumes and take them to go see Grammy for Halloween. Because the Halloween photo shoot with the dogs, the weather, depending on where you're watching from, the weather for Halloween in the Northeast is unseasonably warm, like almost 80 degrees on Thursday. The mayor of Salem, Massachusetts is already warning people to pack their patience because they're expecting record high crowds in Salem for Halloween. and telling people, don't forget, this is not an amusement park. This is an actual city, because they're just expecting Salem to be nuts because it's going to be so warm. The low on Thursday night, like, is 64 degrees. So for trick or treating and stuff, it's going to be perfect weather. So the Halloween photo shoot with the dogs, if I can get them to sit still long enough, is going to be coming in the next few days. So there they are. Go ahead. Get it out of your system. This is how it's been. I'm tired watching them. Yeah. Joshua says, what's up, fuckers? Oh my gosh. Michael Cole says they've started to announce Fenway Park shows. Shakira is the first artist that is scheduled for Fenway Park on May 29th of 2025. So that means it's just a matter of time before we find out what rock bands are going to be playing Fenway Park, which I'm super excited about. I didn't know that Shakira was the first artist that got announced. I must have missed that in the last couple hours while I've been pug wrestling. Snow in New Hampshire. Yeah, no, 80 degrees in Massachusetts on Halloween. And you guys remember, right, that you worked so hard on your Halloween costume, and then your mom was like, now put a coat on, and you're like, I don't want to ruin my costume, Mom. I'll be cold. And then there you were with like a winter jacket because it was so cold out. And now it's going to be 80 degrees on Halloween, like in Worcester. It's just ridiculous. Salem is on fire, literally big brush fire, just got put out and a new one started today. Shane, I actually saw that because they were talking about the air quality being really poor around Salem, which, you know, this is the month that so many of those businesses make their money for the entire year. The city of Salem, for as much as there is history and as much as people just want to have that New England charm, their economy is propped up because of October. So it's just a really bad time for there to be things like wildfires and bad air quality happening in Salem right now. Come on, Friday, over here. Come on. Come over here. Can you just chill? Did your sister? So update on Wednesday and Friday. So Friday, come over here so everybody can see you. Friday can now run up and down the stairs to MCHQ on her own. Friday can also jump up on the couch. However, she is petrified to jump off the couch. So what Wednesday does now is when she wants to get away from her, she'll jump up on the couch and then jump off the couch. And Friday is stranded there because she's too scared to jump off the couch. Right? Where is she? Here comes your sister. Can you guys try to behave now so we can get on with the show? Can we do that? Oh, no, obviously not. Bish says, I'm giving beers to adults and candy to kids on Halloween. Or nips. Don't forget, you could just give nips, which are great. I didn't realize Shakira was Fenway big, says Stacy. Yeah, I absolutely think she is. Fenway, while it's an outdoor stadium, is a relatively small outdoor stadium. Like, if you sold out 2 nights at the Xfinity Center in Mansfield, that's more tickets than Fenway. I think Fenway is 38,000 tickets for a show, which, don't get me wrong, is a lot of tickets, but it's not Gillette. I don't think Shakira is Gillette big, but Fenway Park big. Yeah, I think so for sure. Will says, good evening, everyone. I can smell the fires from my house, says Penny. Oh my God. The air quality affected my asthma yesterday, says Bish. She just redid her entire tour from arenas to stadiums for 2025. Yeah, so, but the baseball stadiums are not the same stadiums that like Taylor Swift is selling out. Taylor Swift is selling out football stadiums and soccer stadiums around the world. The baseball stadium tours that they do, are not as big, but still unbelievably impressive. And you guys know that the idea of going and seeing a concert at Fenway, I always love that idea. Although where you're sitting at Fenway, I think really determines if you're going to have a good time or not. I feel like the best seats for baseball are not the best seats for shows. Like sitting behind home plate because there's nothing on the infield is a little bit weird. I would rather be in the outfield on the actual field watching the show. I've sat almost everywhere, and that is where I had the best time. Or a luxury box because you get a private bathroom. But Bish says, having worked Fenway security, the acoustics at Fenway suck. Well, that's the thing. It really depends on where you're sitting. If you're sitting out in like center field or way out in right field by those weird angles by pesky pole, the acoustics can be not great. But I've found that if you're in the outfield on the floor in front of the stage, that the acoustics are pretty good. So let's see. We got the smoke up here in southern New Hampshire also from those fires. It's crazy, says Dina. I'm on the Lynn-Salem line, says Shane, and the smoke was gross. I smoked a cigarette on my back porch just standing there. Yeah, I bet. These warm temperatures, and it's been so dry. It's actually raining tonight where I am, but we get these dry fall days with mild temperatures, which is great if you have yard work to do, which I'm going to be doing a lot of over the next few days. Obviously great for leaf peeping and all of that stuff, but it is very dry. And with all of the leaves coming down, it can get really dangerous really quickly, especially with high winds, because the leaves catch fire, the embers are everywhere, and they just go flying. So it's almost 2 hours now that this energy level, it can't be sustained. She's a puppy. I have watched Friday get so tired that it's like someone unplugged her and she just sits down and tips over and falls asleep. That is not happening tonight, and I don't know why. Hey, Carrie, remember when you gave away a jet ski on the border at Tingsboro? I won and picked you up, says Ted. Well, congratulations, Ted. Sulfuric smell yesterday. Damn near had an asthma attack. Yeah, it's just terrible. And I'm caught between like the warm temperatures and lighting the wood stove because it's been so cold at night. So we're definitely in that weird weather time where like it's summer one day and winter the next day. It's very odd. So Wednesday looks like she's starting to lose momentum. She's just kind of sitting there holding the toys so that Friday can try to take it away from her. But Elsa says it's raining here as well. Loving the puppy fight, says Debbie. I mean, it's literally, I should just live stream this 24/7, like hashtag pug fight, because it has been crazy. When I took Friday to the vet for her initial visit and the continuation of her puppy shots, she was 11 pounds on the nose. And Wednesday had lost 0.3 of a pound because of all of the exercise. So I'm very curious when I take Friday to the doctors again, which I think is in 2 weeks, to get her rabies shot so that I can get her dog license and stuff, to see how much weight she's gained and how much weight Wednesday has lost because of the activity, the sincere amount of activity. And the toys are omnipresent and everywhere. I collect them every night, off the floor, off the couch, under the couch. I put them in baskets, and the next day they're just scattered and strewn about everywhere. Friday is much better at playing fetch than Wednesday is. You could throw something and Wednesday will run to it and then sit down and look at you like, are you going to come and get it and throw it again? Whereas Friday will actually go and get it and bring it back to you multiple times before she gets bored. But Truck on Instagram says, we're currently working a job in Kansas City, Kansas, and the wind here is wicked crazy. There is a drought here as well. And if a wildfire were to kick off, it would be insane. Yeah, it's that time of year. So hopefully the Salem area will get a little bit of rain from these showers going through. But the next few days are supposed to be really warm and dry. So great for Halloween, not so great for the wildfires. So Wendy says, "Oh my God, the pugs! Good, the rain can wash the smoke out of the air," says Tracy. Will says, "Copyright Pug Mania." Yeah, or something. Something. I'm gonna have to do something. Live stream pug fight and make side wagers. He says it's a pug life. Says Jessica. I love you. So true. I've been listening to you for years. Thanks, Doug. Eric says, "Shit, I'm late." It's all good. You're just missing pug fighting. That's all you're missing right now. Did you show Wednesday and Friday their look-alike Halloween decorations? So Melissa, guys, you guys know that Melissa is always sending me the crazy stuff here in the War Room. I need you guys to bask in the glory of her Halloween decorations. Look at this. She added Wednesday and Friday. That is a skeleton version of me, and the pugs have been added. Hey, don't eat the microphone cable. What? Guys, look at this. Let me make it bigger so you can bask in all of its glory, because it is insane. Look at this. The devil horns, the lighting, the pugs with the purple leashes. Like, there is no detail that was left out of your unbelievable Halloween display, which I could not love more. This picture, by the way, is up on my Twitter if you guys haven't seen it yet. Just absolutely insane. So, yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, it is absolutely epic. Hold on, let me try and make this smaller now. There we go. Yeah, Wednesday and Friday are famous now. So over the weekend, I went down to DC. I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about my trip. So over the weekend, I went down to DC. My husband's uncle fought in Vietnam in World War II and has never been to the wall. And it was something that the family really wanted to do. So family flew in from Wisconsin and California, and we all met up in DC so that we could take my husband's uncle to the wall. And so the pugs had to get pug sat by my cousin, who, if you've been joining me here in the War Room for a while, is the one that stayed at my house for a while with the baby and her dog, Charlie. Well, the baby is now 18 months old, and he is talking all the time. And since I picked up the dogs on Sunday night when I got home from the airport, Dax, their son, has been doing nothing but running around the house saying, "Wednesday, Friday, Wednesday, Friday, Wednesday, Friday," because he doesn't understand why they're not at the house anymore, because he was sleeping when I came and got the dogs. So they did really well being babysat, no accidents in the house. There was a lot of pug snuggling with the little kids in the house, which was great. I was getting updates all the time. They obviously saved all the bad behavior for when I got back. The DC trip was great. It was the same weekend as the Marine Corps Marathon that was on Sunday. So I flew back on Sunday night, and there were a lot of limping runners, a lot like what Logan looks like after the Boston Marathon, with people walking around. The medals, by the way, for the Marine Corps Marathon are really, really cool. And there were a lot of limping, hurting runners at the airport on Sunday night. And then, of course, just DC a week out from an election was just crazy. But the weather was really good. It was kind of windy, but the weather was good. So we walked around the National Mall. We went to the Vietnam Wall, which was the whole point of the trip. I've been several times. The Lincoln Memorial is actually under construction, and it is going to be rededicated in 2026. So there are like half the stairs are blocked off, and there's all kinds of construction to the pillars that's happening. Hey, stop. Can you just sit? Good girl, Wednesday. Can you sit down, Friday? Sit. Which I did not know the Lincoln Memorial was under construction in DC. And from, they're saying, yeah, it'll be rededicated in 2026. Then we went to Arlington National Cemetery, spent a lot of time there. We have friends that are buried in multiple sections around Arlington. We went to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. They were doing wreath layings and dedications that day. So we stayed there for a while, spent a lot of really great family time. And so it was a really great weekend. The weather was cooperative. Got to spend some time with Mr. C, which was great. Jonathan says, your yard looks awesome. I know, Melissa does a fantastic job. Polishing his bishop, says Eric. Ralph says, hey, Carrie, Wednesday and Friday, Babcock Street in Quincy is totally worth the drive for Halloween decorations. Bish says, as a runner, I know those limps all too well. Yeah, there were definitely people like making their way through like TSA and stuff that, when they set up the stanchions that you have to zigzag through, they were just like, oh my God, I can't. Like, can I just duck under the velvet rope things or whatever? Because people were just exhausted. Let's see. Maybe he's trying to locate his pants, says Jessica. So maybe the dogs are starting to mellow a little bit. They're finding their zen. Are you guys behaving now? Are you behaving? Are you guys just going to hang and chill? No? What are you doing Wednesday? Are you being very good? Are you being the good girl and she's being the troublemaker? I know. She's a puppy. She doesn't know any better. She's a pain in the ass. I know. I'm sorry. I know. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Okay. Can you guys chill so we can do the rest of the show now? Can you chill? We found a taco truck in DC, by the way, that were some of the best street tacos I've ever had. They were absolutely delicious. Tracy said, how is Mr. C? He's really good. We have to take these little 2-day like weekend vacation things when we can. So it was really good that we got to hang out, especially with his family because so many of them are in California and we just don't get to see them all the time. And so for us to kind of not only be able to go and do things to kind of check off of their bucket list, but we kind of took over the hotel lobby because the ones from California are obviously Dodgers fans. And they wanted to watch the World Series. And for me, Dave Roberts being the manager and Mookie Betts being on the team, former Red Sox players, and obviously I'll cheer for anybody that is going up against the Yankees. So we just got to spend a lot of really cool quality time watching the Yankees lose, which for me was quality time well spent. So that was really cool. So that was one of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about was actually the World Series. If you guys have not watched The Comeback yet, the 3-part docuseries on Netflix, it is great. It came out last week. It's all about the tragic end of the 2003 season for the Red Sox in Game 7 of the ALCS at Yankee Stadium. And then obviously the rebuilding of the team in 2004, the trade of Nomar Garciaparra, the playoff run, the wild card, and then obviously coming back in the ALCS. And hearing so many of the Red Sox players speak so candidly about what was going on in the locker room. And if you haven't watched it yet, it's really, really good. It's called The Comeback. It's 3 hours long, 3 one-hour episodes that you can watch on Netflix. It's really good. Jason says, sorry I'm so late. Tracy says, pug hole. My aunt in New Jersey didn't even watch the World Series. Well, the prices for tickets for Game 4 plummeted because they fell 3-0 against the Dodgers. And people are just like, I don't know if I want to spend money to go to Yankee Stadium to watch them lose the World Series in Game 4. So, like, the tickets are actually affordable. Bish says, I cried at the Wakefield parts. Yeah, that was really hard, especially because they just finished this docuseries not that long ago. And so they obviously addressed Tim Wakefield's passing, which was really emotional because that '04 team, those guys still keep in touch and are still really, really close. And so seeing all of them get so emotional about just what an amazing guy Tim Wakefield is, and then obviously losing him so early was really, really sad. Let me see. Ensol Photo says, I heard it was really good. I was preggo in '04 with my baby girl. Yeah, it's totally worth the watch, especially if you're a Red Sox fan, obviously, because there's stuff that you may have forgotten. They have a lot of television footage and a lot of radio audio of the fans and what was going on in the city. One of the things I really loved was the candid info that we heard now that all of the guys are retired. Like when they were talking about how the pitchers kept hitting batters from the opposing team, and that at one point Pedro basically asked Kevin Millar, who got hit by a pitch, who do you want? And Kevin Millar talked about what a strange concept it was to kind of have to pick a member of the Yankees to get drilled by a ball by Pedro as retribution for Kevin Millar getting hit by a pitch by the Yankees. So that kind of inside stuff was really, really cool. Michael Cole says, totally worth it to see them lose. Sweep, baby. Yeah, exactly. Heidi says, hi, everybody. I remember watching it with my ex and his dad. Great memories. Lots of people still mad at Curt Schilling for putting his cancer on a podcast without permission. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. First of all, Curt Schilling does not look good in this series. Like physically, he just does not look healthy. And there are a lot of people that are mad at Curt Schilling for a lot of reasons. Not only about talking about Tim Wakefield's cancer without permission from the family, but just everything that happened after he was one of the heroes of the World Series, and that he kind of squandered all of that goodwill with the video game stuff and just being a genuinely unlikable character after that. So I had a Kevin Millar shirt. I'd still be wearing that thing if you got it. The pugs jumping on your back. I am totally distracted, said Debbie. The Yankees are ahead 5-2 in game 4 right now. Thank you for the update, Carol. What's up, Travis? All right, so let's talk about some of the other stuff that is that's going on. So just so you guys can get caught up with what's been happening here in the War Room. It's been like this for hours, so sorry about the pug delay. All right, guys, you are running out of time. This is your last week to take advantage of this Mistress Carrie deal, and with the warm temperatures, the end of this week, leaf peeping, Halloween. If you have always wanted to jump out of an airplane, this is the last week for you to take advantage of this Mistress Carrie deal for the year. Go to jumptown.com. Use the code Mistress Carrie, book a tandem skydive, and get $40 off your tandem. We're getting to the end of the jumping season, but these warm temperatures are making jumping fantastic for the rest of this week. So if you've always wanted to do it, especially on Halloween, go to jumptown.com, use the code Mistress Carrie, and book your tandem skydive. For anybody that is watching in the War Room for the first time, that is maybe wondering where I have been or what I am doing, well, you can hear me on a number of radio stations every weekday, including middays on 98 Rock in Charleston, South Carolina. This week, if you listen to my show, which you can stream at my98rock.com, or you can download the 98 Rock app, I'm giving away tickets to see the Dropkick Murphys on March 9th in Charleston at the Firefly Distillery. And I've got these tickets to give away. And also the Hailstorm Living Room Sessions tour is making a stop in Charleston, is making a stop in Charleston. And this is our show. It's a 98 Rock show. So there's a lot going on 98 Rock, Charleston's best rock. So just go to my98rock.com, download the app, listen on the site. You can listen anywhere. You can also hear me on 100 FM The Pike, we are qualifying people on our website this week for a VIP 4-pack to see the Trans-Siberian Orchestra on November 30th at the DCU Center in Worcester. It comes with a dinner for 4, gift certificate, and a TSO VIP pack that is full of merch and a bunch of other stuff. So if you're a Trans-Siberian Orchestra fan, you can go to pikefm.com, enter to win the contest, and you can also stream the station and download the Pike app if you want to listen to the station anywhere you go. That is in Massachusetts. You can hear me every weekday from 3 to 7, and you can also hear me in Portland, Maine on 106.3 The Bone. And just go to 1063thebone.com, download the Bone app. The Deck the Halls with Daughtry holiday show is coming Wednesday, December 11th at the State Theater in Portland. I'll be there to host the show with special guests Sleep Theory and Devour the Day. Tickets are on sale right now. Just go to 1063thebone.com to get all of the details. So there you go. I want to talk to you guys about the Mistress Carrie Grunge Brunch because you guys are running out of time to get these tickets. So I was talking to the guys at City Winery and also talking to the guys from Rotten Apple, and the show is 2/3 sold out already. And we're still weeks out, which means if you definitely want to go to the Grunge Brunch, doors open at 11, music starts at noon, day drinking, charcuterie, and the guys in Rotten Apple tackling the Alice in Chains Unplugged set. Get your tickets sooner than later because this is going to be completely sold out before the day of the event. They're already talking about that we've surpassed the advanced ticket sale like goals that they had set for it. And so if you want to be able to guarantee to get in, get your tickets sooner than later. It's Saturday, November 16th. The link and all the details are on the concert calendar at mistresscarrie.com. But I'm really excited about it. I'm super excited that the guys from Rotten Apple are part of it. I'm excited to do an event at City Winery Boston. It's right downtown, walking distance to the Garden, walking distance to the North End, smack dab in the middle of everything, walking distance to Faneuil Hall. So it's a great excuse to go into Boston. Hopefully the temperatures will still be mild. It'll be before Thanksgiving. So it's a great excuse to go in the city. You can do some day drinking, eat some lunch, watch some great music, and then spend the rest of the day walking around Boston if you want. So get your tickets sooner than later. Just go to the concert calendar at mistresscarrie.com. The link is there to get your tickets. Piranha. Let's recap last week's podcast episode. Speaking of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Jeff Plate, the longtime drummer from Trans-Siberian Orchestra East, who is going to be playing at the DCU Center, among all the other shows at the Mohegan Sun Arena, at the SNHU Arena in Manchester. He was my guest last week on the podcast, and we talked a lot about the start of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, that this year is the 20th anniversary of the Lost Christmas Eve. They've sold their 20 millionth ticket, donated $20 million to charity. And so we spent a lot of time talking about the production of TSO, how the show does multiple shows a day and then goes to another city and is back doing a show, a matinee the next day. Just all of the amazing production that TSO is. Mariah Formica from Plush, by the way, the lead singer that's been on the show, she is part of TSO West. So it just goes to show that Trans-Siberian Orchestra is always looking to add amazing musicians and singers to the roster. Joel Hoekstra from Whitesnake, who was just performing with Cher at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony in Cleveland. He was just on Dancing with the Stars. He's part of Trans-Siberian Orchestra East, so he'll be at the DCU Center as well. Are you being a psycho? Can you calm down? I know you're a puppy, but you're driving me crazy. Yes, you're driving me crazy. Can you say I'm sorry to everyone? Do you want to get down? Here, get down. Go find your sister. Go find her. Where's Wednesday? Where is she? Go find her. Oh, she doesn't want to. She just wants me to pick her up. Hello, Annie Joan. Joining us here in the War Room. Eric says Curt Schilling is a real piece of flaming shit, he says. Don't sugarcoat anything. Let us know exactly how you feel. Brunch and Mike's Pastry, says Bish. Or modern. Either way. All right. Can you chill? Ow, that's my finger. You're all wrapped up with my headphone cord. You have to be, no, don't eat my microphone. Annie Joan is watching. Can you behave? Here, go sit. Let's see. Hey, just saying hi from Bay State Hospital, says Chris. What's up? Espresso in the North End is a true high test. Yeah, you go and get, for me, a pistachio macaroon and an espresso in the afternoon in the North End. Hell to the yes. Carrie, did you see Gojira release the studio version of their Olympics performance? Not only did they release it, but the song is actually in consideration for a Grammy nomination, which is kind of amazing. Modern Pastry can kiss the undercarriage of my beautiful nutsack, Mike's all the way. For anybody that is not in Boston or not in New England, there are two amazing bakeries in the Italian section of Boston, which is called the North End. They're across the street from each other, Mike's Pastry and Modern Pastry. People have very strong opinions for both. They both make pistachio macaroons that I love, so I go to both. Sometimes I go to one over the other because of how long the lines are, but whenever people come in from out of town, they always want me to take them there. Hey, eat your toys. Don't eat the couch. Eat the toys. Can you do that? Because you're being kind of crazy right now. Can you do that? Psychos. Can you sit? Sit down. Sit. Can you two sit down? Sit. Oh, now you're going to be good. Is it because I'm digging into the cookie pocket? Can you be good? Friday, it's right here. Can you sit? Sit. Sit. Good girl. Sit. Sit down. Good girl. So Friday sits. She has not learned paw yet. She has not learned to lay down yet. Good girl, Wednesday. Wednesday knows all the tricks, but Friday at least sits down when I tell her to, which is nice. What's up, Bonnie Ange? Tracy says Mike's only. She wants that good couch fiber. Yeah, exactly. Hey guys, sorry I'm late, says Rachel. Got home late from work, early voting. That is fantastic. To all of the poll workers, by the way, thank you for everything that you guys are doing. Record numbers of people have registered to vote and are voting early at polling places. Next Tuesday is going to be insane. So if you get a chance to go and vote early, please do that just to avoid whatever craziness is going to happen. Hey, happen next week. Friday, sit. There you go. But to all of the poll workers, I've got poll workers in my family. It's amazing. They are taking a lot of abuse over the last few years, which I don't understand because they're just trying to make sure that our elections go off correctly. So anybody that's working the elections, thank you. Master Funds joining us, saying, say hello to that magnificent young Sergeant Major for me. Will do, Master Funds. Christina says, voted already. Lisa says, hi, Annie Ange. Okay, so I told you guys, we recapped last week's podcast episode. Let's talk about who's on the show this week. So episode 230 of the Mistress Carrie podcast goes live at midnight tonight, and Sendog from Cypress Hill and Power Flow is my guest this week, which I was super excited about. First of all, I have loved Cypress Hill for years. Sen actually, which is what he told me to call him, told me that Boston is one of the biggest Cypress Hill cities across the world and have loved Cypress Hill from the beginning. His band Power Flow, which is kind of a new metal band, which is something we talked a lot about just the genre of nu metal in general, has their new album. It's called Guerrilla Warfare, and it comes out on Friday. So Power Flow's got their new album out. Cypress Hill, who, because of inspiration from The Simpsons, recently played with the London Symphony Orchestra at the Royal Albert Hall with full symphony. And I asked him, and they are scheduling more shows with symphonies for next year. I reminded Sen that Boston has a symphony and that we would love, I don't know if there's enough weed in Massachusetts to be able to handle Cypress Hill playing with the Boston Symphony Orchestra, which would be amazing. Actually, what would be great is the 4th of July, Cypress Hill playing with the Pops at the Hatch Shell. Like, all of New England would be freaking so high from that, but it would be amazing. We actually talked about the idea of Cypress Hill playing with the Boston Symphony Orchestra at Fenway Park, which would just be, because the last time Sen was in Boston, he actually took the Fenway tour. So we spent a lot of time talking about that as well. But we talked about his upbringing. We talked about his cameo appearance on Sons of Anarchy. We talked about all of the music he grew up listening to as a kid, the salsa music, the metal music. We talked about his motorcycle, because he's a Harley rider. He's just such a cool guy. And there are a lot of things going on with Cypress Hill in the new year. And he also said that Power Flow, which is a combination of Fear Factory and all of these different bands together, and that they are planning on doing some touring next year. So you guys are really going to enjoy this week's episode. He is so freaking cool. So Sen Dog from Cypress Hill and Power Flow is my guest this week on episode 230 of the Mistress Carrie podcast that goes live at midnight tonight. If you subscribe and follow the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, you get the weekly episodes. I will hint to you this week that there is a very strong possibility of a bonus episode coming this week. So if you're not subscribing to the podcast, you might not get alerted when bonus episodes drop, because most of the time I don't give you a heads up that they're happening. Obviously, the weekly episodes come out every Wednesday. The sit rep you get every Monday through Friday, and that is around 5, 6, 7, 8, sometimes 10 minutes long, with all of your rock news, music headlines, and entertainment updates. But there is a very strong chance that you are going to get a bonus episode of the podcast this week. So if you're not following and subscribing to the podcast, you can go to any of these places that carry podcasts and then some, and just search the Mistress Carrie podcast. If you see that artwork, you know you're in the right spot. Subscribe. You get the weekly episodes, the bonus episodes, and obviously the sit rep every Monday through Friday. And we are holding strong with the Mistress Carrie podcast. 149 countries. We have not gotten to 150 yet. I am so bummed out that we're not at 150, but 149, I will take it. If you're celebrating your birthday today on October 29th, first of all, happy birthday. Second of all, you're sharing it with Peter Green from Fleetwood Mac, Denny Lane from the Moody Blues, also Kevin DuBrow from Quiet Riot, and Roger O'Donnell from The Cure were all born on your birthday, which is also National Internet Day. The first internet message was sent on October 29th, 1969, by the way, from UCLA to Stanford. And the first message was the word login, but the network crashed on both sides. Both terminals crashed. So the first message ever sent on the internet in 1969 was the letter L and the letter O. So happy Internet Day. Happy birthday. Happy unbirthday, Keith. Cheers to you guys. See, it's an educational program. I told you. All right. Music headlines. We talked about it already. The World Series. The Yankees are up right now. It's game 4. They are losing 3-0. I would just want to watch the Yankees lose the World Series. These things make me happy. Ghost announced a massive set of touring, not only in Europe, but across North America for next year. And I have got the only date in New England as of right now. Ghost, this is going to be a phone-free experience. They're going to lock your phones in pouches. Ghost is going to be at the TD Garden on July 21st. The tickets go on sale at 10 a.m. this Friday. Mike Wengren from Disturbed says this tour is going to be the biggest tour in Disturbed's career, in pyro, in lights. They're going to do 2 sets. The first set is going to be The Sickness, the album in its entirety, their debut album. The second set is going to be all the greatest hits. 3 Days Grace and Seven Dust are going to be opening up for Disturbed at the Garden on March 14th. And then the Deftones are going to be at the Garden on April 8th. All of these tickets are on sale except Ghost. That goes on sale this Friday. Iron Maiden getting ready to hit the DCU Center on November 6th. They are celebrating their 50th anniversary next year and making a lot of plans to do that next year. But Maiden is going to be at the DCU sooner than later. Running down some of the other shows. By the way, all the concerts we're talking about on the show are up on the concert calendar at mistresscarrie.com. The Marvelous 3 and Lit are going to be at Big Night Live in Boston November 10th. Xfinity Center, we don't have shows yet, but if we're already getting shows announced for Fenway Park, the outdoor shows and the announcements are coming. Duran Duran at the SNHU Arena in Manchester coming up on Saturday night. Kerry King at Royale, February 4th. Hailstorm, the Living Room Sessions, January 24th at the MGM in Springfield. Those tickets are on sale now. Billy Gibbons has announced a solo tour. There's doing ZZ Top dates, but he's also doing solo dates. He's got 4 dates in New England, including Portsmouth, New Hampshire, Great Barrington, Mass. There's a show down in Connecticut, and then at the Cabot Theater in Beverly on February 13th. Dream Theater back celebrating their 40th anniversary with Mike Portnoy on drums. They're going to be at the Wang on March 15th. Heart is playing a couple of shows in New England, including at Foxwoods on April 12th and the Agganis Arena in Boston on April 13th. Weird Al Yankovic's hitting the Wang and Foxwoods next July. And Coldplay, 2 shows at Gillette. Oh my God, you guys are killing me. 2 shows at Gillette for Coldplay on July 15th and 16th. Are you guys done? Are you done? Leader Bank Pavilion has not started to announce their outdoor shows. Fenway, we just got Shakira announced today, but none of the rock shows or tours have been announced quite yet. This show happened over the weekend. This tour is headed to Portland, Maine at Aura tomorrow night. Set it off New Year's Day from ashes to new. I have not heard from them about taking me up on my offer to take them to Salem on Halloween. And now with the temperatures at 80 degrees on Thursday, getting in and out of Salem, that'll be a shit show. I don't know if that's why the bands haven't called me about it yet, but the MGM Music Hall at Fenway, Trivium and Bullet for My Valentine are going to be there May 2nd, and Queens of the Stone Age postponed their shows from September to next June, so you can get the details on the event calendar. Stacy says, with the Bruce Dickinson, yes, Iron Maiden with the Bruce Dickinson next week at the DCU Center. Let's see. Happy birthday to Joel and Jessica. Happy birthday, guys. Cheers. Theory of a Dead Man's Unplugged tour with Corey Marks and Saint Asonia is hitting the House of Blues on November 12th. Steel Panther will be there on November 23rd. Jerry Cantrell bringing the I Want Blood tour to the House of Blues February 4th with Filter. That tour is also headed to Portland, Maine to Aura on February 2nd. Duff McKagan is going to be at the Paradise Rock Club next week on November 4th, and Gwar will be there on November 5th. Stacy says, okay, now I'm questioning whether Coldplay is still Gillette big. Oh, they are. It is the highest grossing tour of all time that they have been on. The production is insane, and they added a second show because I believe the first show sold out. So, Stacy, Coldplay is Gillette big. City Winery, of course, the Grunge Brunch with Rotten Apple is happening November 16th. We talked about that already. Get your tickets before the day because it's going to sell out. So definitely get your tickets. The stage at Suffolk Downs has not announced their outdoor shows for next year yet, but the stage has been completely revamped. And new releases coming out on Friday. The Cure releasing their first new album in, I think, 9 years, Songs of a Lost World. Elvis Costello releasing King of America and Other Realms. Power Flow, featuring members of Cypress Hill, Biohazard, and Fear Factory, releasing Guerrilla Warfare. Rush releasing releasing their box set called The Albums, which are the Atlantic Records albums. That's coming out on a box set, 1989 to 1996. And Weezer's 30th anniversary edition of their debut album, The Blue Album, produced by Rick Ocasek from The Cars, by the way. That comes out on Friday as well. Hey, no mail call this week. The website and store, there will be merch available at the Grunge Brunch for sure. And I am still waiting on some mock-ups of some holiday merch and stuff that I'm hoping to launch after Thanksgiving for the holiday season. If you have a Mistress Carrie Backstage Pass, I think we're going to do a live stream this weekend. So I'll be messaging you guys about that. I'll also be filling you in on some of the podcast interviews that I am getting scheduled, so you guys can send me your questions. You get exclusive concert ticket giveaways, which I am already asking for tickets for shows for next year. So I will definitely have some stuff for you guys. You get the travel blog updates, early access to event information. So if you don't have a Mistress Carrie Backstage Pass yet, just go to patreon.com/Mistress Carrie and get a Backstage Pass. And it's probably going to be Sunday night, our monthly live stream. I'll let you guys know by the end of this week. All the places you can find me on social, obviously, the radio stations and all of the apps and places that you can listen to me on the air online. Everything is linked at mistresscarrie.com to make it easier for you guys to find me. And with Veterans Day coming up and the Marine Corps birthday coming up, if you have not yet joined the Mistress Carrie Veterans Rock group, it's a public group on Facebook for the purpose of encouraging our veterans, sharing resources, shining a light on nonprofit organizations that are working on behalf of our veterans, helping veteran-owned businesses, answering civilians' questions, networking the loved ones of veterans. So we're up almost to 2,000 members of this now. So as we get closer to Veterans Day, there are going to be a lot of questions about how can I help? How can I get involved? Join this group on Facebook. It's called Mistress Carrie Veterans Rock. And there's a lot of amazing resources and information there. And obviously on Veterans Day, if you can make a concerted effort to go to veteran-owned businesses, that's helpful as well. And you can find a lot of them on this group. So, hey guys, are you guys done? Hey, are you done? Are you going to behave? Because you're kind of being psychos. Can you sit over here so everybody can see your cute face? Sit down. Sit. Good girls. Are you guys going to sleep for a while? You're probably going to sleep till tomorrow. Can you say I'm sorry to everybody for making the show late on a pug delay? Now I have to go into the dictionary and add a term. Can you say I'm sorry to everyone for doing that? And for licking the couch? Can you say I'm sorry for that too? And for biting my microphone? You say I'm sorry for that? Huh? Eric says, hey, Carrie, Chris Jericho is in Terrifier 3. I saw that. Joe says, I just saw your poster at City Winery last night. Yeah, I need to get my hands on some of those posters. I didn't even know they were making posters, and they did. Will work both Coldplay shows at Gillette, says Mr. Cole. War Room family, have a wicked Halloween. Be safe. Mistress Carrie, Friday and Wednesday. Just give us cookies and belly rub, says Jessica. Yeah, exactly. So for everybody, for Halloween, enjoy the warm weather. Have a fantastic Halloween. Because Halloween falls on a Thursday, there were a lot of Halloween parties last week. There are a lot of Halloween parties this week. Obviously, leading up to the election, I reserve the right to cancel Cocktails in the War Room next Tuesday because I might just not want to deal with any of the election stuff at all. So I'm leaving that option open for myself, but otherwise we'll figure out what's going on with the election next week. But please have a wonderful Halloween and expect Pug Halloween costume photos coming very, very soon. Carol says, did Friday pee on the couch. No, she licks it. She was playing with the toys and she licks the couch, which is a pug thing to do. But yeah, no, she didn't pee on it. She just licked the couch. She's been doing it for like the last 5 minutes. Bruins lost 1-0. That sucks. Halloween in 80 degrees. The witch is happy. Be safe, all, says Barbara. Yeah, enjoy your Halloween. I expect all the photos. I expect all the stories. And obviously all of the candy as well. Oh, wait, hold on. Now I look like a Swiftie. Happy Halloween, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Guys, can you say goodnight to everyone? Say goodnight.